live. Good morning. Morning everyone. Hope you guys are fine. It's been a little while since I've posted on here. So if you can hear me properly. Yeah, I've not posted on here for a little while now. Just been leaving it. Tending to be watching everybody else and watching their posts. But as you can see from the subtitle there, this is a brief talk about cancer, prostate cancer. Woke up on Sunday to the news that Everton Jakey, Mr. TC Connection, had passed away. I wasn't aware of his journey with regards to prostate cancer, but I made some inquiries and came back and says, look, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer and he eventually passed with it, having gone through a stage of a round of radiotherapy. I don't know the full story, so I don't want to say something I don't know about, so please forgive me if that part in terms of radiotherapy is not correct. But I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. I think many of you guys might know, on the 2nd of January. So just going back to give you the backfill of it, we was doing a wellness program where we would get a urologist over from Sandwell or Queen Elizabeth to come and speak to you guys about prostate cancer. The reason for that is that 1 in 4 black guys or African Caribbean guys will suffer with prostate cancer. With Caucasians, it's 1 in 8. So I, myself, Desmond Jadu and Ian Hamilton thought it was wise to try and put something together to bring some kind of awareness. And we were doing that. For the life of me, I don't even know why it kind of dropped off. But during that period, what I decided to do was, you couldn't be out there telling people about or bringing awareness of prostate cancer and not going and getting yourself checked. So that's what we did. And I've been checking from 2014. I kept on going to the doctors, and my initial visit to the doctor was he didn't think that I needed to have my prostate checked. He said, well, you're too young. So I told him, I said, look, 1 in 4 black guys will suffer with prostate cancer. Morning, Basil, nice to have you on here. So with that, he decided, okay, we'll do it. When he carried out the check, he then came back and says, yeah, it feels a bit abnormal. So I'm going to put you through to Good Hope Hospital. Went there, had a test, and now for the guys, I want to break that myth. What's that myth with regards to how you get checked? Number 1, you can have the PSA, which is a blood test. They will check your blood test. The prostate is the only organ that releases that particular protein within the blood, and that's how they can actually get a measure of what's happening with the prostate. Some say it's not as accurate, but nonetheless you're still testing. So I went and they did do the PSA and the finger up the bum. Now once again, let's break another myth, the finger up the bum. Some guys is there saying, well, I'll let no man put their finger up my butty. I don't quite understand where this nonsense comes from, because at the end of the day, if a doctor is going to go and put his finger up your bum to check your prostate, why is it on your mind about thinking about some kind of homosexuality? That's just a pure nonsense. It's just an absolute nonsense. And we need to stop this bullshit and this foolishness of thinking like that. Go and get checked. If they need to put their finger up your bum, they're doing it for a reason. They're not doing it because they're trying to get kicks, get off on it. They're doing it to try and see if they can help. If anything is happening there, they can detect. So The simple test when they do put their finger up your bum is if you touch your forehead, it's too hard. If you touch your lip, it's too soft. And if it touches like your nose, that's how they normally get an indication. That's where your prostate is supposed to feel like you're touching your nose. So that's the first part. 2014, it was okay. I think it was 1.4. 2015 increased to 1.78. 2017 should I say, I missed one part. In 2017 I had another check and basically went to 2.06. They still weren't concerned because I'm still within the safe zone. So from there, kind of fell through the crack because I was asking for a test and I had to go through pals to say, well, what was happening? And this is what you've got to do as well, guys. That's another point. Don't take no for an answer because it's your responsibility to look after your health. It's not their responsibility. As far as they're concerned, they're just doing, the ones who shout the loudest seem to be the ones that get looked after. So that was that. So 2018, I was making so much noise that they says, okay, look, we'll have another test. The PSA went into good open. I says, look, if it's increased from the last time, which is 2.05, so it was 2.06, we need to carry out another test, biopsy. So had a PSA check and it had increased to 3.05. At that point, the safe zone is still around 4, but they wanted to do a biopsy. So in December, just before Christmas, I think it was about the 18th of December, if I'm not mistaken, I had a biopsy. Not very nice, let me tell you that now. Some people say, oh, it's not bad. I'm telling you, it's horrible. But I had that biopsy, and then we decided to go away for New Year's to Scotland, to Edinburgh for Ogmanay. Got back on the evening of the 1st, had an appointment at Good Old Hospital to get the results of this biopsy. So I walked in there and really expecting everything to be hunky-dory, no problem. I've always been checking. The nurse specialist says to me, yeah, Mr. Richards, we found some cancer. So they took 14, they call it chores, 14 samples on the prostate. And out of those 14, one had come back, and the right and the left lobe had come back with the cancer. They then gave me the options of what I needed to do. One of the things they said to me was watchful waiting. Now I don't understand that one, because if you have cancer, why would you want it in your body and watching it? If they decided to go on overtime to do some piecework, then they can just leave your prostate and cause no end of problems. So I thought, well, that's not an option. The other option was brachytherapy, which is a seed, a radioactive seed, which they plant in the prostate, and then hopefully that radiates radiation that kills the cells, cancer cells, but it also takes the good cells as well. So I thought, I really like that option as well. Then they talked about radiotherapy. That to me is just castration. That was just not an option for me. If guys have had that because they've had to have it, then fair enough. And this is my story. I decided that no, I'm not going to go down that route. So what I then did was I rang Tony Seeley, a very good friend of mine, and I asked Tony's advice. And he wouldn't give me any advice. He says to me, you tell me what you think you should do. And I says to him, you know what, Tony, I feel that I should be really having it out. One of the things that really bother most guys is whether or not they're going to be able to have an erection. If they have this particular operation. Well, let me tell you something. If you have radiotherapy, that's like castration, so you're going to struggle. The key to all of this, morning Joan, nice to have you on here. The key to this is about catching it early. That is the key. If I can give anybody any advice, I'm going to tell you, you have to catch this early, because we're dying at an alarming rate where we don't need to die. Prostate cancer for men is one of those ones where if you do get it and you catch it early, we have a fantastic survival rate. Fantastic survival rate. So there is no need for us to think that if someone gives you a diagnosis of cancer years ago, that was like a death sentence. You're going to die. These days, if you can catch it early enough, in some cases, not in all cases, with all cancers, shall I say, but certainly with prostate cancer, the earlier you catch it, the better. So when speaking to Tony Seeley, he says to me, well, what do you want to do? And I says to him, I really believe that I'm going to have the prostatectomy, where they actually take it out. So then that opened up another series of questions, because I know some guys who've had it out, but they've had keyhole surgery, and I'm still 55, and people are saying, well, okay, what are you going to do? Because you still got a sex life, you want to make sure that everything's still working. So Tony says to me, what you need to do is a thing called nerve sparing. Nerve sparing, believe me, nerve sparing was the answer for everything for me, because what I then done was Tony recommended that I get in touch with Alan Doherty at the QE Hospital. They call him Mr. Prostate. His speciality is nerve sparing, and that is what I decided to do. But then that was another fight. We live in Sutton Coldfield, and they didn't want me to go to the QE. And Mr. Doherty only does a couple of days a month in the QE. He mostly does private, so I haven't had private medical insurance for a little while. And this is one of the times that you kick yourself and think, oh, I wish I had it, because I can go straight through to him. But nonetheless, I sort of put up a great case for them, and they thought, well, okay, we're going to, went through some kind of appeal, and they decided, okay, we'll do it. On the 13th of March this year, I was admitted into a QE, and I had the radical prostatectomy. Now, with the way in which Mr. Doherty does it, is that he actually cuts you from your navel all the way down. He then peels back the nerves off of the prostate, and by doing that, he spares the nerves, so takes out the prostate, and then that will allow the nerves to reattach moving forward. Janie, nice to have you on here. And that's been my story. Things have come back into play, so the little man's back, and it's going to take a little more time to strengthen him, but it's back. I don't mind talking about these things, because I think I'm looking to try and help people to save lives. We don't need to be passing and dying of this particular cancer, men. But remember, I'm saying it's your responsibility to keep an eye on your health. I'm also going to make an appeal to the wives, girlfriends, sisters, daughters. Please, please, please speak to your partners, speak to your brothers, speak to your dads, speak to your uncles, any male people that you have around you. Please encourage them to go and get checked. And I'm really appealing to you guys, encourage them to get checked. With women, they go and they have their breast checked, they have cervical smears, they do all these things. So if they're doing all these things without batting an eye, well, why is it that we're not doing it? Why are we leaving ourselves exposed and open to dying of this particular disease? At least we don't need to. Believe me, we don't need to. The earlier we catch it, the better, because you can go for nerve sparing. You don't have to lose your manhood. You don't have to worry about someone putting their finger up your bum. Don't worry about anything like that. Concentrate on living. Concentrate on spending time with your kids, with your partners, with your life partners or your wife, or whatever it is, right? Concentrate on that, because this journey is worth it. This journey is worth it because we all want to live. Right now, I'm happy in life, happy doing what we're doing, spending some quality time with my wife, with my family, which I love. And so I'm appealing to all you guys, right? Just go out there and spread this news. Spread and share this video. I don't mind who wants to ask me about it, because I'm here to help you. If you need any help and or advice, I'm happy to do that. I'm going to finish this off with something that a lot of you guys don't know that I do. You might see me on here where I'm doing weddings as a Toastmaster. Thoroughly enjoy that. That's just something that I do on the side, because I just really love the idea of weddings and ceremonies and everything like that. But one of the things that I was truly grateful for was the fact that I'm a financial advisor, and I had critical illness protection. And many of the guys that I've spoken to who suffered with prostate cancer, one of the questions I asked them was, did you have any protection? Because when you're going through that, and women, anyone that is, when you're going through cancer or anything like that, the last thing you want is financial stress, financial worries. I was fortunate that I had put some protection in place. So I had some critical illness. My only downside of it is that I could have had more. My wife was diagnosed with cancer back in 2017, and we're still battling that one. Unfortunately, we had some critical illness in place for her, so we was able to claim. At that point, I could have increased mine. I could have increased my level of cover, but I didn't. And I don't know why. It just wasn't on my mind. I just didn't think about increasing it. So on the 2nd of January, when I was diagnosed, I was able to put a claim in, which was paid. And that's another myth I'm going to burst. Most people say it's not worth the paper it's written on. The insurance companies will try to find a loop. This is all crap, to be frank, guys. It's absolute crap. I've been through the claims system now, and it worked. I was able to, morning, nice to have you on here, Lorna. It was, I'm not going to say it's an easy process, but it was a process that I went through and I got paid. It's a process my wife went through and she got paid. And that's another thing now. I've been out there now speaking to people about protection and protecting their lives, making sure that when you do die, you're not leaving that burden on your family. And that's another thing, people are leaving these burdens on their family. You need to put something in place. So that's what I do. I do protection. I do life, I do income protection, I do critical illness, I do a lot of business protection. So guys, another message I want to leave with you is put something in place. If you want me to give you a quote, not just a quote, because we actually give you advice, and that's the difference with what we do. This isn't like going online and just thinking, oh, I'll just go and get a quick quote and that's it. What you need is advice. Get some proper advice by people who are regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority, who can help you in this department, putting the right level of cover in place so that if something does happen, and let's be honest, we're all getting older. And as we get older, things are going to happen. Andrew, nice to have you on here. Things are going to happen, and that's the key thing. But you want to make sure that you'll be able to manage it, so you haven't got that financial stress and worries. So if you are interested in that side of it, then please inbox me, and I will give you some recommendations and give you some quotations. We are virtual whole of market, so we have access to all of the main players in there, and then we will be working on your behalf to be able to give you a quote that will help you. And it's all about fitting your pocket. That's what we try. Morning, Vinny, Lorraine. It's all about fitting into your budget. So please, 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 the takeaways for today. Number one, guys, make sure that you go and get your prostates checked. Not just once, but annually. Just like you MOT your car, do it every single year. It's your responsibility. Number two, there is no problem about this man having to put their finger up your ass. Forget about that. Concentrate on living. Concentrate on your loved ones. Number three, to make sure that you have girls, should I say ladies, encourage you guys. Encourage all those males in your family, in your life, to go and have the check. They might not want to, but you encourage them if you want to spend some quality time with them. So that's that. 4, the importance of having some kind of protection, critical illness, income protection, on life insurance. That's massively important to me. So try and sort of do that. Give me a call. There's no obligation. I'm not going to try and sort of tie you down to it, but I just want to make sure that people take the right steps in life. So look, I'm here in the gym, 22 minutes and 45 seconds, and I haven't even got a sweat on yet. So I've got to set this machine, and then I'm going to go to start my day. Have a blessed, 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 blessed day. Have a blessed day. But remember, prostate cancer we don't have to die of it, guys. We don't have to die. So please do something about it. And share this video so everybody, I want people to see it. I want people to know that there is life after prostate cancer. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.